We're 17 days away from the April 6th Brunch of Stoners. It's going to be a fun one. I'm going to try to do a video every day uploading to kind of go over what we're doing, what we got going on. A lot of fun stuff's happening. We've gotten a lot of stuff done. Let's head into it. So we got the Do 312 partnership has launched. Right now you can go onto the Do 312 page and find the giveaway. You can enter in there for free. Just got to put your name, email, and contact information, and you'll be entered in to win. 21 or over, you'll be added to the Do 312 and Brunch of Stoners email list for further promotions. And someone's going to win a pair of VIP tickets, which is going to be very cool. You can check out the ticket page for the full VIP package, but there's extra food, there's extra tickets, or not tickets, but extra goodies in the welcome bag. Or not even welcome bag, you get your own VIP bag. You get the welcome bag and the VIP bag, which is pretty cool. And all right, so then we got just ordered some new stickers. We got ordered the t-shirt prints, and we got the staff secured. The stickers are brand new designs. It's gonna be a lot of fun ones. We got a cool specials just for gonna be, I think we teased it a little bit in the last email. If you kind of scroll all the way to the bottom, wink, wink, but it's, we got like cool designs, a lot of fun ones. I think we might turn some of them into t-shirt designs in the future, but for right now, they're just some cool stickers that you can grab on April 6th in person. We might hand some out at 420 at different dispensaries afterwards, but for right now, these are only available at the brunch, so make sure you show up on April 6th. Some things we got going on in the future that I need to do to plan for this event is we got to get the sponsor, or I'm actually moving away from sponsors. I think that kind of doesn't give the credit where credit's due for brands. So we're going to be moving towards brand sponsor, or just said the same thing, brand partners. I think partnerships really kind of embodies what I'm looking to do with Brunch of Stoners and just kind of overall feel. We want to collaborate. We want to work together. We want to make sure that brands are getting the KPIs that they're looking for. Sponsorship's kind of like a one-size-fits-all, which is not really, doesn't really fit anybody at that point. And so we want to make sure that whether you want to do a pop-up booth that kind of have your brand presence there with your own team working it, whether you want to have Brunch of Stoners team working it, or whether you just want your name on the event flyer, or just kind of doing, in product, kind of like in situ sponsorship with product and, more experience. And then we also have, more of the experience part of it too. We've had activities, there's music options, entertainment options. So there's just different ways to kind of get brands involved as partners rather than just, slapping a name on a banner and calling it a sponsorship and that's it. It's worked well in the past, and I think the partnerships in the past that have worked best have really been partnerships. So I need to get those banners designed and printed, which shouldn't take too long. I have a couple different sources that we use for printing them. As long as you get it in time, they're very reasonable, which is why I like doing it. It's a cool way to brand events. When you're at an event, you want to make sure that you know that you're at that said events, especially as venues here in Chicago that get used over and over again. Even though this venue is brand new, I haven't seen any cannabis events or any events at all actually being held at this venue. They said they've only been open for about 5 months or so, so I'm super excited to share it with everybody. Big open space, lots of fun. It's going to be perfect for the mocktail bar, having all the different stations. The sponsors that are popping up as premier sponsors, or premier partners, they will have, it's hard for me to kind of get away from it. Sponsorship language is just kind of sponsors and events. It's just so hand in hand. But we'll have the brand partners popping up at their things. We'll have a couple interactive ones, a couple TBD. Excited to announce those and kind of have them at the event. Some new people that we're having, Sway Dispensary, I'm super excited for them. Island Flower will be officially popping up. We've kind of seen them scattered about it here and there, showing their support, but now they're going to have a full presence there, as well as their sister partner brand, Crystal Clear. So everyone will get to try all that. And then we'll have, the whole ground game team, as well as their products. The Nez flower is going to be there. That's really excited for that one. Trying those out in the student glass. That's a great experience. All right. We also need to speaking of all that, we need to finalize the layout. Man, there's a lot. Finalize the layout for all of it. The venue has kind of 2 or 3 parts to it. We're going to have a little bit of it's all indoor. There's a small, separate section where kind of the nicer area that kind of leads to the bathrooms and stuff. That's going to be kind of a little spot for some of the ancillary businesses, I believe. And then we're going to have a area for the actual consumption The mocktail bar is big. We're gonna have a lot of cool stuff there. And then we're gonna have the three, yeah, you heard that, 3 different food sections, actually maybe even more with Chunky's Treats as well. But we're going to have a taco station. We're going to have an instant ramen station that's going to be super fun, as well as Brunch of Stoners breakfast bowls with the options to infuse afterwards. The Culinary Canico is going to have some cool treats for us as far as infusion options. Excited to see what they bring, and excited to see kind of the creativity. In the past, there's been hot honey. There has been a Cholula sauce, like a hot sauce, as well as just like a normal infused honey. Great options from that group. What else do we got here? We need each of the menus, like I just mentioned. I gotta coordinate with all of the chefs on that to make sure that they have what they need. There's a lot of kind of herding cats, but luckily all these cats are cool. These cats like to hang out with people. It's not one of those, that's the kind of nice thing about our community, is that people are actually very supportive and just kind of leaning into that and leaning into where they can help. Speaking of cool people of the community, Woody's Glass Gallery will also be at the brunch. Excited to have them back. They're always a good group, and they always bring the heat. They got lots of cool glass. They got lots of headies. In the past, they've been doing live glass blowing during the events. I'm not sure if they'll do that again for this one or not. But come with that, they have very reasonably priced things. They love to help out with the Brunch of Stoners team and the community. They've given you props. If you come to the event and you said hi to Woody's, they say thank you for that. They go to a lot of events. They're doing a ton this year. And they said that out of all the events last year, Brunch of Stoners had the most interactive crew. So that was very happy to hear. You guys are very engaging. Our team's up there, but not only that, the guests actually come up to the booth. They said a lot of times when they do big events that guests and attendees are a little bit standoffish. They don't want to interact, even if they're not necessarily buying something. The Brunch of Stoners team loves to come up and just be like, hey, what do we got going on? And look at the stuff and just talk with the team. They also do like private glass blowing classes out at their shop. So there's lots of ways to kind of interact, even if you're not necessarily buying like a piece from them. But I bought in several, and they all look very cool, and they give great prices, especially during the events. So some things I got to do in the future, those t-shirt prints that I mentioned, I got to actually make the t-shirts. That's one of the cool things about Brunch of Stoners. Our merch were handmade. I make a lot of it. My co-founder, Lena, who's kind of taking a step back a little bit, she used to make a lot of the stuff herself. She's a master printer when it comes to the printing and stuff like that. She had just a knack for the merch. But it's really good to, kind of make the design, make it as well, and then see it out in the wild. I've been to plenty cannabis events and just kind of community events over in the past year. Actually, look, I'm wearing one right now. But people come up to me like, look at this, I'm wearing Brunch of Stoners. And it's just a fun feeling to see that out in the wild, especially designs that, we created ourselves. A few of them we've bought in just like off of Etsy or some creators. But for the most part, we design all of the stuff ourselves, which makes it even a little bit more fun. We need to prep all the welcome bags. This is a little bit different this time. Each person that's coming in is going to get a welcome bag. It's going to be a little bit, it's nothing too crazy in there, but everyone needs to feel a little bit, welcome when they come in. So we're going to have, little things to kind of keep you entertained. We're going to have a little bit of, something to keep you looking fly. This is going to be a fun time. I think a lot of people are going to grab their welcome bags, smile when they see them, maybe put on some of the stuff that they get in there. Hint, they'll probably, that's very vague, but it's going to be really fun. And I think it's going to be a lot of cool with like the pictures, when people are posting about it, and just kind of making that overall vibe of the event that we try to really cultivate at Brunch of Stoners. It's not just you can hang out with your friend, you can go eat some food or smoke some weed wherever you kind of go. But at Brunch of Stoners, we try to like blend it all together, and it's not very often you get that many people together where everyone's that cool, everyone hangs out together, and there's no real issues as far as fights. We've never had a single fight in the 2.5 years. If anything, people just get more and more chill as the event go on, which is really fun. And I don't know where I was going with that one, but it's a lot of fun with the crowd that we have at Brunch of Stoners. Welcome bag. Yeah, so everyone's going to get a welcome bag, so it's going to even be more fun this time. VIPs are going to get their welcome. VIPs get the welcome bag plus the tote bag for the VIPs, as we mentioned before. So those ones are going to be even more swagged out. You don't need to have a VIP bag to have a great time at Brunch of Stoners. We make sure that everybody is, welcome, make sure everybody has a great time regardless of what they spend to get in. But some people like to, upgrade a little bit. There's things in life that are, if you want to spend more, you can get some cool stuff. And this is one of those instances where we have, one of the debuts for this new group in Chicago called the Illuminati Pancake Club. They're going to be providing personal pancake casseroles to every VIP member. There's going to be a couple other goodies in there, and just kind of, fun stuff like that where, it's unexpected, but it makes your event really fun. And you can go back to your work or on Monday, or you're on your Teams call, and when someone asks like, oh, so what did you do this weekend? You're going to have the coolest thing said on that day. And everyone's going to be super jealous, and you'll be the it person, essentially. At least that's what we're hoping. That's what we like to cultivate. I remember every time that I've gone to events and you explain it afterwards, the FOMO kicks in. So you just want to make sure that you're at the event versus watching the event on Instagram. Lastly, we need to prep the supplies. I did not necessarily think about all the supplies that go into event coordination, event management. When I started Brunch of Stoners, we have our own storage unit that's pretty big, that has, floor to ceiling, black and yellow totes, and they are filled with everything from drink dispensers to consumption table supplies to decoration, glasses, silverware, everything you can imagine that is non-perishable items, of course, because you don't know what's going on in those storage units, but everything is packed away clean. And in these bins, it makes it kind of organized, but at the same time, you open up the storage unit and you're like, whoa, it's daunting. But it makes it really easy to load in and out. So I need to prep all those bins, get the right stuff for the tables. This event, luckily, there's not too much seasonal decor. April is going to be lots of fun 420 stuff, so we're going to have all that kind of cool, ganja green, all the green themed. But it's not like Halloween where we go all out, where we have, decor and then people are taking pictures and there's like, fun stuff everywhere. Or a winter haze where you definitely want to make it feel that homey, cozy, kind of winter vibes. We try to do that a little bit more seasonal, but luckily with April, we can just, celebrate our season, which is the 420 season. And that's also one of the reasons why we do our 420 event at the beginning of April, is because we know there's so many cool events to go to that we want our community to be able to attend them all. So this is a way for people to kick off their 420 season. Brands can get engaged with people beforehand, let them start knowing what kind of stuff is coming up at their dispensaries. Sway is going to have a whole bunch of amazing stuff. Island Flower and Crystal Clear is going to have some crazy stuff. And, everybody else at the event. Some new groups that we got coming up. Snack Bar, I'm super excited to try them out. Hijinks will have a couple more products as well. And yeah. So 17 days, not a lot of time, but in that 17 days, or more like 16, because, that day of, a lot of magic's going to happen, and there's going to be a lot of running around, getting stuff ready, some supplies, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and we hope to see you on April 6th. Make sure you sign up for the giveaway with Do 312, and also make sure you're signed up for the email list at brunchofstoners.com. Enter your email, and you're part of the email member list. You'll get access to all of the event invites in the future, and we will see you there. Have fun.